Shalom to everyone. Today we're learning Zera Shimshon, Parashat Vayishlach, letter Dalet. And today's sponsor for the shiur is Mr. Yosef Akilov. Hashem should give him bracha v'atzlacha. The Leilu Nishmat of his dear father, Melo Shalomo Ben Ima Shalom, and his grandmother, Ima Shalom Bat Tova. And Leilu Nishmat Eliyahu Ben Sarah. וגם אלישבע בת טובה. And also המבדיל בין חיים לחיים should be רפואה שלמה לכל חול עם ישראל בכללם. אלא הוא דמקרה פריס בן לאה. And רפואה שלמה also Bella bat Esther. And also I can't hear you. Sonia bat Miriam. Ruchama Pearl Malka. Leah. Bat Chana Serel.
Elisha ben Rachel.
What happened to him? וגם אלישע בן רחל רפואה שלמה. גם אילנה בת דיאנה רפואה שלמה. גם שלווה שמחה בן לוזו. וגם רחל בת דורה. וגם רפאל בן ציוויה. What happened to him? What happened to him? רפואה שלמה. And also Larissa Leah bat Tamar and Louisa bat Zilpo. And also Mr. Lipman, Yosef. I don't know how to do it.
Yosef Leib ben Saralaya.
Yosef Leib ben Saralaya. Refuah Shlema. And also Refuah Shlema Chol Chol Amo Yisrael V'chen Yiratzon V'nomar. Amen. וגם לנשמת
Rabbi Eliyahu Meir ben Rafal Baruch.
Rabbi Eliyahu Meir ben Rafal Baruch. Who is that?
My rabbi Rav Shiva passed away.
Toch Hashem וגם Rav Aaron Walking ben Esther וגם Rav Nachem וגם זלמן גולדברג בן שרה וגם דמר חלוק בן תמר. Okay. Let's go. Please mute yourselves, everyone who is on Zoom, and we're starting. You should know when Hashem does something good for a person gets excited. Once he gets excited, he gets inner happiness. Or person is in fear, he gets inner happiness. Not inner happiness sometimes, but inner connection. And he reaches the 50th level of Bina, of understanding. But inside the 50th level of understanding is Shechina. The 50 in Gematria is letter Nun. 50. The 50 Gematria is letter Nun. And the living is the word Dar. Dar is like Dira. He lives there, he stays there, remains there. This is where the word neder comes from. When person makes swearing or promising, when person swears or promises, he makes neder. He swears or he promises. Anytime when he swears or promises, he uses Shechina with him. He's like obligating Hashem in his promises and in his swears. So that is called neder. Neder from the word nundar. Inside your intellectual mind, there is a Shechina there. Where? Inside the 50th room. It says nun sha'arei bina. There's 50 level of understanding. Inside the 50th, there is Shechina. That is called Nun Dar. Yaakov Avinu is going to Lavan's house. Is he nervous? Of course. He learned 14 years to be prepared to go to fight with Lavan. Who is Lavan? Person's heart has 32 ways of desires. I want this, I want that, I want money, I want car, I want house, I want name, I want respect, I want money, I want to rob somebody, I want to kill somebody. Want. 32 ways of wanting. 32 ways of wanting is old corruption of the desires. This is why the heart is called how? Hebrew? Lev. How much is Gematria? 32. Why? There's 32 ways of corruption. But Lavan was in 50th level in impurity, controlling 32 ways. This is called Lavan, Lamed Bet, 32, and Nun is 50 of 50th level of impurity. So Yaakov Avinu, in order to go head and head with Lavan, he had to spend 14 years learning Torah, not going to sleep but falling asleep. Means he was sitting and learning. If he falls asleep, but he doesn't go to sleep. He doesn't go on the bed to sleep. So his 14 years of learning end up to be 28 years.
Because he learned day and night.
Because he learned day and night. Thank you. So this is how Yaakov Avinu wants to be sure to go fight with Lavan head and head. So he had to sleep by Ma'arat HaMachpelah. When he put his head down, Hashem made a ladder from his head, from where he's sleeping, from the ground, until Kisei HaKavod, to show him that angels going up and down the ladder, according to some Mefarshim, angels were Moshe and Aaron. Hashem showed him how Moshe and Aaron were, how Moshe Rabbeinu was on 50th level in Kiddusha, in holiness, and he was able to bring the Torah down. Yaakov, now you are holding there. So this is why Yaakov Avinu, how many rocks he put under himself? Midrash Rabbah says 2 rocks. Why? Because there were 2 tablets. So he was commemorating Torah. How do we know? How do we say, and he slept there? Vayish? Huh? Vayishkav b'makom ha'u. What's Vayishkav? 5 letters. Ve, Yud, Shin, Ve, Yesh, Kav. What's Kav? Chav, Bet. 22. And there is place that 22 letters of Torah coming out here. So Yaakov Avinu saw the giving of the Torah here. Why Yaakov Avinu saw it here? Because he had to be sure that he has 50 level of understanding to go head and head with Lavan, who has 50 level of impurity. So now, Yaakov Avinu, he had to be sure that he is in 50 level of understanding in holiness in order to undo 50 level of understanding of corruption of Lavan. Because Lavan was impurity. If you think the biggest guy who was magician in the Torah is Bil'am, you should know Lavan was his teacher. This is why Yaakov Avinu had to go head and head with him. Do you know, before Yaakov Avinu went to Lavan, Rivka Imenu sends a messenger to say, my son, come back. The way we got married through sending Eliezer, we're going to send Eliezer again. Yaakov Avinu said, no, I'm going to battle this Lavan head and head, and I'm ready for that. Do you know what I'll tell you? You know what was my big mistake was a few days ago. I was in one yeshivah. I wanted to bring all these points in the yortzeit, but unfortunately, over there people not holding in the level that we're holding here in shul. Because here we learn deep stuff. We're already somewhere above. And it's a big plus. You should know that. Each one of you is special. Because things that I say here, I cannot say it outside. I say outside, people looking at me like, come on, what happened to him? He didn't sleep 3 days? Well, what's going on with him? He's hungry? He's thirsty? He doesn't feel well? What's he saying? You know, people think I'm drunk. But I'll tell you one thing you should know. Don't take it simple. You come here today to learn. By you walking here, maybe a certain kid who did not believe in Hashem saw you going to yeshiva, going to learn Torah, he got motivated and you saved his life. You don't even know. And you saved his soul. So Yaakov Avinu, he was not there by his mother's funeral. He did not see how his mother passed away. He did not go to his mother and father when the mother was alive. Why? Why you don't go there? You don't care about your mother? Of course he does. So why didn't go? Listen to this answer. He said, Lavan is a big dirty soul that has millions of holy souls inside of him. And I have to go take all those souls out. How the Torah in this parsha calls souls? Tzon, sheep. Yaakov gave up his life for the sheep. He made different type of woods, coloring woods, white and black and white and this and that. No. This is Torah talking to you in hidden way. Yaakov had to go to save souls from him. He says, to save souls, I'm willing to do such a big risk that I'm not even going to be spending my time with my mother. And he went, and it says, Yaakov saved billions and billions sheep. You think he needs sheep, he needs barbecue? What are you talking about? Yaakov went there to take the sheep. Which sheep? Us from Lavan. He took 12 Shuvatim out of Lavan. In these 12 Shuvatim, biggest rabbis in the world come. Even Moshe Rabbeinu comes out of there. Even Aaron HaKohen comes out of there. From where? From Lavan. I'm sorry, from Yaakov Avinu going head-and-head fighting with Lavan. I'm sorry to say, but you should know. This is all introduction. You should know. Every one of us has his own Lavan in his life. Yaakov fought with angel. Every one of us has that angel in our life. What did Yaakov ask him? What did he ask him? What is your
Name.
What is your name? What was his name? Did he say his name? Angel said his name. You know, Yaakov fought with him till the morning, right? He said, let me go, I need to go praise Hashem. My time, the only time I have praising Hashem once in my history time. Let me go. He said, no, until you don't tell me your name. Some say he said, Peli. Some say he said this, that. Maaser, he did not give his name. You know why? Every cycle, every generation, the name of this malach changes. Sometimes Rabbi Esav, sometimes Rabbi Ishmael, sometimes Rabbi Ahmadinejad, sometimes Rabbi Bin Laden, sometimes Rabbi Hitler, sometimes socialism, sometimes communism, all this idealism, all this ism, all this is this Satan. And unfortunately, every one of us will have to fight with him. This is why we'll learn Torah. How to learn from Yaakov to fight. You know, why do we say, how do you say Jew in Hebrew? Tell me, how you say Jew in Hebrew? Yehudi, Jew. Chazak Baruch. Why do we say, Kol Yisrael yesh lahem chelek leolam haba? Every Israel has share in the world to come. Stop. What happened to Yehudi? Say every Yehudi, every Jew has a share in the world to come. Torah says, no, you got it wrong. Why? In order to have share in the world to come, you got to be Israel. When Yaakov became Israel? When he beat the angel. In order to get title of Israel, you have to beat your angel. That's what is this. Now we'll continue. Yaakov Avinu, before going to Lavan, he makes a promise. And he says like this. וכל אשר תיתן לי, עשר אעשרנו לך. Hashem, whatever you will give me on my way, I will give, what's aser? 10%. I will give you 10%. He said, Hashem, whatever you give me, I will give you 10%. The question is, why does it say the word aser 2 times? Huh?
Asher 2 times?
Why is it aser asrenu lach 2 times?
Double the money, I guess.
Double the money. בכל אשר תיתן לי, עשר אעשרנו לך. Anything Hashem you'll give me, I'll give 10 to you. Okay, let's figure out what Yaakov Avinu said. Today's Zera Shimshon will start right now. It's not going to take more than 15 minutes. You ready? Rav Baruch Abraham, are you ready? Thank you for coming. Thank you everyone for coming. You have no idea how much happiness you give me. Sometimes you see me scream, yell. It's not because of you. It's because maybe sometimes I'm not prepared fully. This is why I scream and yell. It's not to do with you. It's my inner upsetness. Okay? So, get it right. Don't be upset. We're still same brothers, same friends, close friends. And you have no idea, every steps you put here, it's not less than Yaakov Avinu putting steps going to Lavan. Why? In American world, that you walk, you have no idea how much in dirty streets you put holiness. In dirty roads, you put Kedusha. And any kid that belongs to Klal Yisrael walks there, he feels Kedusha and he gets motivated. He doesn't know you, you don't know him. That's the biggest tzedakah you can get in life. Now let's go inside. Dalet. Midrash Yalkut. In Yalkut Shimoni Parashat Vayishlach Remes Kuf Lamed Gimel says, Ala Pasuk Vayavek Ish Imo Adalot HaShachar. And they were fighting, Angel and Yaakov, until the dawn. Until the morning rises. And Vayavek, it means the dust. The dust went till Shamayim. It was such a big fight. Okay. לקח יעקב את כל maaser מקנהו ושילח בידיו ונתן לעשו. יעקב אבינו got all together 10% of whatever he made in Lavan's house and he sends it as a gift to Esav. Stop. Who did he promise to give 10%? He said, Aser asrenu, 10. I'll give to you. And who is he giving to? Who is giving to?
Esav.
He's giving to Esav. How is this possible? Baruchim Abayim, right person in the right place. We need a lot of fixing with the cameras, but not now. Please sit down. Thank you. לקח יעקב את כל מעשר מקנהו ושילח ביד עבדיו ונתן לעשו. And he sent it to his servants and he gave it to Esav. אמר לו הקדוש ברוך הוא, Hashem said to him, Yaakov, עשית את הקודש חול. You made holy mitzvah of maaser, holy objects, holy money. And you give to Esav? You made it mundane, not holy. Amar lefanav, Yaakov Avinu says, Ribono shel olam, master of the universe, ani machanif larasha, I am giving bribes to Rasha, bishvil shelo yargeni. So Rasha does not kill me, ad kan leshono, until here is the language of the Midrash. Kosher. Zera Shimshon says it is a little bit difficult. Lama lo shalach mishelo. Umati rutzu ze. Why you want to send? Send something from your own stuff. Why are you sending? From the maaser. You have 90% your produce. Give from your produce. Why are you giving from maaser to him? Give from yours. And what? What's the excuse? So Esav doesn't kill me. What kind of answer is this? You give holy Sefer Torah to Esav's hands, so he should not kill you. This how it goes these days. The question is, it was really real maaser? Let's see. ויש לומר, and the answer is, דמתחילה ככה הייתה דעתו של יעקב. In the beginning, when Yaakov is going to Lavan's house, already in the beginning he made a commitment in his brain. לעשר את כל ממונו שקנה בחוץ לארץ. He said, any money I made in חוץ לארץ, to give 10%, לפי שהיה תחת חלק השרים. ראוי לתת להם חלק כדי שלא יקטרגו עליו. One thing you should know. Comes Ramban, and Ramban says, I'm sorry, you don't have to throw chairs on me. You don't have to get angry and leave. Don't be upset. It's not me. It's Ramban. When I learned with Rav Aaron Wolkin, Zichron Livracha, around 18, 19, 20 years ago, he mentioned this Ramban, and till today this Ramban is ringing in my ears. And you see it inside Chumash. When you live in Israel, you make money, you get money directly from Hashem's hands. When you live in America or anywhere in the world, but Israel, angels give you. You're not getting directly from Hashem, you get reward, you get payment from the angels. Yaakov Avinu says, I am living with Lavan, where? Chutz la'aretz, out of the borders of Israel. And who is giving my payment? Angels, servants of Hashem. So when angels give you, they are here to harm you. So he said, since angels give me, and they might harm me, I want to give this money to Esav, to save myself from harm.
Right.
That's deep.
Say it again, please.
I'll repeat it one more time. Look inside Zera Shimshon, I'm reading it. ויש לומר, דמתחילה ככה הייתה דעתו של יעקב. In the beginning, when Yaakov was leaving from father's house, already then he said, Hashem, whatever you give me, 10% I give you. Why? Because whatever I'm going to be making out of Israel, it's not from you directly, it's from the angels. Anything I get from them, I am easily to get hurt. In order for me not to get hurt, I'm going to send this all to Esav. לעשר את כל ממונו שקנה בחוץ לארץ, לפי שהיה תחת חלק השרים in חוץ לארץ, in America or anywhere else behind. Besides Eretz Israel, you make money, you're not making money directly from Hashem. You're making money from angels. ראוי לתת להם חלק. And it's worth it. It's important to give them some share, to close their mouth. Did you ever hear that you give to angels something to close their mouth? Patience. Sir, you deserve a big hug. You know why? This is exactly the answer he brings. And I'll show it to you right now. כדי שלא יקטרגו עליו. You give back to angels to close their mouth, so they should not speak bad about you to Hashem. Hashem, look, he made so much money. Now he's not giving even 1% maaser. When you give them 10%, you close their mouth. They're not even going to speak about you to Hashem. Where do we see that? Look what it says inside. Top line. גורל אחד להשם וגורל אחד לעזאזל. Where we learn this from? From Yom Kippur. We take two the same goats. Identical. Twins. One is for Hashem, one is la'azazel. Azazel, you respect like Hashem? I have no choice. Why? Close his mouth. On the big judgment day, I don't want him to speak bad about me. Who will learn this from? Yaakov Avinu. Do you see how Yaakov Avinu does one thing and brings big sign to his children? Ask yourself a question. Is there anything I do in my life that I bring big sign to my son? To my children, grandchildren? That tomorrow they'll say, my great-grandfather did this. I need to continue this way. It's a big question. I'm sure when you get already stick in your hands after you are 99.9 years old, your son will look at the Zera Shimshon class and say, whoa, look at this. My grandpa was in the shiur. I don't go to shiur, I will go to shiur. Let's go speed up. משום הכי, בעל הטעמים נתחכם להניח טיפחה תחת 10. Look at this. Look inside. You see, טיפחה, like this sign. Aser, like aser, asrenu lach, like separates between aser and asrenu. When person, some say that was Moshe Rabbeinu, it's halacha Moshe Misinai. When it was put ta'amim on the Torah, signs to the Torah, some say that was done by Anshe Knesset HaGedolah. Okay, so when they were putting signs on the Torah, they put aser. Tipcha under aser, why? In order to separate from the word aser to asret. First aser to second aser. Why? Look what it says here. Mishumachi. בעל הטעמים נתחכם להניח טיפחה תחת aser. A person who was putting טעמים, he put aser separate from aser, כדי להפריד בין aser שהוא חול לאסרנו לך שהוא קדוש. In order to separate from the word aser, asrenu lach. Aser is mundane, asrenu lach is holy. To make difference between you give 10% to not holy to 10% to holy. So Yaakov knew he's giving to Esav, not holy. This is why it says aser, to show you it's not holy 10%. Not holy 10%, I gotta give to him. Why? So angels deal with him, not me. שזה נתקיים באיסור הבנים. And what happened? He said, since 10% I'm giving with my money, I'm going to give 10% with my son to Hashem. Now look at this. He gave, when I read it daytime, it was a little bit not so clear. Now it's clear, Baruch Hashem. When Yaakov Avinu gave 10% with not holy, who he gave 10% not holy? To Esav. Then he gave 10% holy to Hashem. What did he give 10% holy? He said, Hashem, he gave me 10 sons, I give you one of them. Levi. But even in here, Yaakov had mistake. Where was his mistake? Huh? He said, I'll give you from everything 10%. Means money and children. But he didn't have only 10 sons, he had 12. So from other two, he had to give also one. Since he didn't do it, this is why brothers sold Joseph. But we'll go to this one other time. Let's go further. This is why there's recording, don't worry. We'll go over it. משום האחי, בעל הטעמים נתחכם להניח טיפחה תחת aser, כדי להפריד בין aser שהוא חול לעשרנו לך שהוא קדוש, שזה נתקיים באיסור הבנים, דהיינו לוי. Yaakov said, Hashem, I'm giving 10 not clean percent to Esav, but to you I'm going to give 10 clean percent, one of my sons, which is Levi. Levi, who he became? Servant of Hashem. You bring Korban, Kohen, Levi take from you, and they take care of your Korban. Why did I say Kohen Levi? Because Kohanim come out from the Shevet Levi. Kedita be'Yalkut Sham. As it says over there in Remes Kuf Lamed Bet. V'lo chata Yaakov, לפי שכוונתו היה כך מתחילה. Yaakov never sinned, because from the beginning, originally his intention was like this. עם כל זה, הקדוש ברוך הוא אמר לו, עשית את הקודש חול. But even if so, Hashem said, Yaakov, you give 10 holy percent to Esav, which is you took holy and made it non-holy. שלא היה לך לקראתו בשם maaser. You shouldn't have called it maaser. Why did you say, aser asrenu lach? I will give maaser to you, Hashem, maaser to my brother. Why did you give maaser, the word maaser, holy object, to your brother? Why did you even call it holy? ועוד and also, לא היה לך להדביקו עם אסרנו לך. You shouldn't have connected with the statement of, I will give 10% to you, Hashem. Why did you put together? שלולא הטעמים היה נשמע שבין אסר ובין אסרנו יהיה לך דהיינו להשם. So, because it wouldn't be like this, would be אסר אסרנו לך, I will give 10% to you. It means everything is for Hashem. 3 minutes will be done, guys. Patience. Not right. Guys, 3 minutes. Put it down, 3 minutes. וכמו שדרשו ז"ל, as our Chachamim explained, guys, hello. Shefrish chomesh.
Don't breathe.
Yaakov Avinu gave not 10%, he gave 20%. V'yesh kan makom laz labriyot. And now people could make fun of Yaakov Avinu. It's like embarrassment. Sheyomru shema shekvar nadata laHashem chazata l'shulcho el Esav. As if he promised to Hashem and he gave it 10% out of this to Esav. Omnam Yaakov yesh lo tilutz al ze. But Yaakov has answered to this. She'en kan makom lela'as klal. Yaakov Avinu doesn't have any place for shame. שהדבר ידוע ששם מעשר אין אוכל על דבר שלא בא ברשותו של אדם. You cannot have giving maaser from the fruits if fruits never reached your hands. You give maaser from something that reaches your hand. But whatever money Yaakov Avinu will do or whatever sheep he will have, he didn't have it in his hands yet. אלא שבדמאי הקלו הקלו כמו שפסק הרמב"ם. But only in the fruits that is not separated 10%, only Chachamim were lenient over there. How quotes Rambam in Perek Tet Melchot Maaser al Chazayin. Ha mazmin et chavero sheyochal etzlo. If person invites his friend to eat by him, v'hu eno ma'amino ala ma'aslot, and he doesn't know if the owner of the house gave 10%, Omer me'erev Shabbat, from Friday before Shabbat, he should say, wherever I'm going to be on Shabbat eating in his house and I'll be separating, that should be maaser from before Shabbat. The thing is, how can you separate now when you will eat tomorrow? It didn't reach to you. Over there only Chachamim were lenient saying that even if fruits did not reach to you, you could give 10% from there. But money, Yaakov didn't make it. How can he give 10%? To show you, he didn't mean the real maaser. This is what he's going to. Only you allowed to do these kind of conditions when it comes to the fruits. When it's still not in your possession. But only you could make conditions when something is in your possession. One more short paragraph and we'll finish. 1 minute, let's go. If so, this is what Yaakov Avinu said. Whatever you'll give me, I'll give you 10%. If fruits or money, if money and animals did not reach Yaakov Avinu's hands, there is no maaser here. You cannot give 10%. How can you give 10%? You say, Hashem, whatever I'll make in 10 years, I'm giving 10%. 1 second, question to you. Does he have it now? No, so it doesn't mean real maaser. And when he was separating, he was thinking in his mind, and when he was separating animals to give to Esav, he said, this is maaser for Esav. Iglai milta lemafreya, שלא נתכוון אלא להחניפו, לתת לו חלק יפה, ששמו maaser. He already from the original, from beginning, he already had his mind, whatever I'm going to give later on, just to save myself from Esav. I'm just calling it maaser, but it's not real maaser. Aval be'emet lo chal alav klal. Maaser, you cannot say because it's not maaser. V'diyuk hakatuv hu kach, ma she'eten lecha achzod liklo alav she'maaser b'shad ha'aflasha. Whatever I'll give to Esav later, in 10, 20 years, whenever I'm going to see him, that whatever I'm going to give him, I will call it maaser. But it's not real maaser. ומה שאין כן, באותו שנתתי לעשו, וזהו עשר עשרנו לך. But Hashem, whatever I give you, this is original maaser. Whatever I'm giving to Esav, why am I giving to Esav? To close his mouth, that I shouldn't get hurt by the angels talking bad about me to you, Hashem, making janganozi between me and you, between me and you, Hashem. So I'm giving it just to close Esav's mouth. That Esav's mouth and the bad angel's mouth. So what do we learn from here? Whenever you go to do mitzvah, you have to make sure you concentrate to close bad side's mouth also. This is the reason why when we're at tefillin, we have string coming out. What is that? To remember we did golden calf. Why do we remember? Oh, Satan, if you open your mouth, here you close your mouth, and now I need to pray to Hashem. Hashem should help us to learn and grow in Torah. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen.